Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So the other day, I was on YouTube and I saw this video where this sister basically said that Martin Luther King had no victories. This sister also went on to say that the sister Assata Shakur had no victories. And this sister also said that Martin Luther King essentially integrated black people into a burning house. So I want to take some time to respond to those statements. First of all, I'll start by saying this. Martin Luther King had more courage than most of these YouTubers put together. This wasn't a man who put out some documentary. This wasn't a man who got on YouTube and made some statements. This was a man that not only gave speeches, this man was marching in the streets, facing the police dogs, facing the batons, facing the fire hoses, facing the bullets, facing the pigs, facing the Klan, doing what most of these people wouldn't dream of doing. These people talk all this talk, but they wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. This brother put everything on the line. This brother gave his life for the people. He gave his life for freedom. He gave his life for equality and justice in this country. But yet you have a woman on YouTube who feels so entitled, that this woman felt the need to disrespect this brother's legacy. And I have a problem with that. You can disagree with somebody ideologically, but you have to appreciate their courage. You have to appreciate their sacrifice, and you have to appreciate their accomplishments. And this brother has many accomplishments. That brother had many significant victories. And to deny that is to deny reality. I mean, we can start with the Montgomery bus boycott. A boycott that this brother led that led to the desegregation of public transportation in Montgomery. This brother, because of his struggle, we have a Voting Rights Act. Because of the Selma March and the work of Martin Luther King and others in the civil rights movement, we have the right to vote in this country. We don't have to face poll taxes. We don't have to face literacy tests. We don't have to fear being lynched for exercising our right to vote today because of Martin Luther King. Today we have a Civil Rights Act because of people like Martin Luther King marching on Washington and protesting around the country against segregation. Because of that, brother, we don't have to see the no coloreds allowed signs. We don't have to see those signs anymore. We don't have to sit in the back of the bus because of that, brother. So to deny that this brother has some victories is to deny reality. And it's a display of how ungrateful some of our people are. In their arrogance, they get a little bit of knowledge and they want to disrespect the ancestors who sacrificed so that they could have the basic things that they enjoy today. And this sister was suggesting that somehow there was no change or no kind of progress or anything like that. That is absurd. If you ask your elders who lived in Jim Crow South, they'll tell you there's a huge difference between today and yesterday. If you look at the numbers of educated black people, you look at the numbers of middle-class black people, you look at the numbers of black elected officials, you look at a situation where you no longer have to fear being lynched by the Klan and there being no justice. Those basic things are indicators of how much this society has progressed. Although there is much progress to be made, although there's a long way to go towards true equality in this country, there has been progress, and to deny that is to deny reality. Now let's talk about the sister Assata Shakur. This YouTuber downplayed the significance of Assata Shakur. A sister who wasn't talking about it, a sister who was being about it. The sister didn't talk about black people defending themselves from police brutality. That sister took up arms and defended black people from police brutality. The Black Panthers were really about that work. And, they created free breakfast programs, did a model by the government today because of their work. They had free health clinics and things of that nature. And because of that model of the Panthers, you have the government implementing similar measures for low-income people. Because of their work, you have free lunch in many of these schools around the country, many public schools. So their legacy cannot be denied. Their victory cannot be denied. Although the federal government destroyed the Black Panther Party, the Black Panther Party had a lasting impact by raising the consciousness of the people. That in and of itself is a victory. By creating these policies that help encourage, the government to set up free lunches, that is a victory. And free breakfast for low-income people, that's a victory. So, to downplay that legacy and to ignore those victories is to ignore reality, and it's a display of how ungrateful some of our people have become. Here you have a sister who risked everything, risked her safety, risked her freedom for Black people. A modern-day Harriet Tubman, someone who is forced to live in exile now, who still faces possible extradition back to the United States. You have somebody like that, but yet and still you have some YouTube personality that talks a lot on YouTube having the audacity to criticize this woman and downplay her contribution to the struggle. And I think that that's preposterous, man. And it just shows you just how ungrateful a lot of our people are. What that sister Assata Shakur did is far beyond anything that any of these YouTube personalities have ever imagined doing for their people.